Yeah, Kainde, you want to start? Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, um, the other person really said a lot about the VPC. So, is it visible?
Yes.
Yes. So VPC logically is an isolated section of the AWS cloud where you can launch resources in a virtual network that you define. Then it provides a way to organize and isolate resources. It's a service that enables users to create virtual network within AWS and providing control over IP addresses, the subnet, through routing tables, network gateways. Then the gateway is used to control network settings. The virtual network closely resembles a traditional network that you use to operate in your data center, which benefits of using scalable infrastructure of AWS. Then let me go straight to, but I still have this over here.
Yeah, what
Then
is
the key
pending means
features
can you
in
just right
VPC.
slide,
Ah,
previous slide,
yeah.
go back previous to that. You have the description, so is a go back. Yeah. So in the
This is the
subnet
first.
uh, is a range of IP addresses, not if.
Yes. That's a mistake.
Can you correct that?
Okay. Mm,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes. It's a range of IP addresses in your VPC. It must reside in a single availability zone. Then after the subnet, you can deploy your AWS resources, that is maybe your instances. Then IP addressing, you can assign both IP4 or IP6 to your VPCs and subnet.
Can you tell little more about IP4 and IPv6?
Yes. So IPv4 is basically how do I put it? is is used for it uses 4 1 byte decimal numbers, while the IPv6 is hexadecimal. Am I right?
You want to add some more?
Mm, not really.
Anyone else want to add anything? Difference between IPv4 and IPv6?
So both are IP addresses, sir, but the number of ranges what we achieve will be high in IPv6, sir, because the IP. Sir,
So yeah, that's right. So there are two different versions of IP protocols. Okay, version 4 and version 6. I can think, and that will come with the different standards and rules. Okay, for the ranges. So this is important to know why you should use IPv4 or why you should use IPv6.
Yes, sir.
Explore a little more on that and come back to me. I will ask whoever will present next. I will be asking this question again.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, routing. Routing helps you route is route tables to determine where the network traffic from your subnet or gateway is directed. Then we have gateways and endpoints. A gateway connects your VPC to other network. Internet gateway is to connect VPC to the internet. And VPC endpoint is to connect to AWS services privately without the use of an internet gateway or a NAV device. Then this is an example of a VPC, but I would like to use the diagram I have at the end to explain this. But before I get there, let me go through this first. So these are the key features of VPC. The acceleration. So it provides network acceleration, allowing you to create multiple VPCs to separate different environments or projects. Then custom IP address range. You can define your IP address range for VPC. Then subnets can be divided into VPCs can be divided into subnets and each associated with their specific availability zone. Then the components of VPCs. The subnet are subdivisions of a VPC that are mapped specific availability zones. They allow you to segment your network and deploy resources strategically. Then the internet gateway provides internet connectivity to instances in the VPC. The NAT gateway of instance it allows instances in a private subnet to connect to the internet while remaining private. Route tables it defines the rules for traffic within the VPC and between the VPC and the internet. Then the connectivity for VPC.
Would you like
We
to
have
go back to the
VPN,
previous slide?
which connects two VPCs, allowing them to communicate using
Go
private
back to previous
IP
slide.
address.
So internet gateway and NAT gateway, right? So would you simplify the difference between these two?
Between the internet gateway and NAT gateway. Yes, internet gateway it provides the internet connectivity. That means is okay. The internet gateway will go with a public subnet, so it allows you to access the internet. While the NAT it needs a private method to connect to the internet.
Okay. And NAT gateway?
Yes, I said NAT gateway is an instance that it provides a private allows you to connect private using a private IP because you can't connect to the internet
Okay.
directly when you're on a private subnet.
Would you be able to explain that in the diagram? You have the diagram.
Yes, sir. I should go straight to the diagram.
Okay. So when you go
Yes, sir.
there, you
Here
can
it is.
explain that. Go back. Okay. Go ahead. No, now you can go back.
Diagram.
Go on. Yeah. Tell me.
Okay. Okay. I was there. The connectivity of VPC. So the VPC pairing allows two VPCs to communicate using private IP address. Then virtual private network VPN. It allows secure communication between the on-premise data center, and your VPC. Network access control is NACL. It acts as a firewall for controlling traffic in and out of the subnet. Then security groups, it also controls the inbound and outbound traffic to instances at the protocol and port access level.
So just wanted to go back. See, there are a few things, a few terms which are quite ambiguous, okay, which you have to come up with a very clear understanding and concepts around them. So firewall, let's say, okay. So you have ingress and egress, which we discussed. And you have this
Yes, sir.
network access control security, and you have security group, right? See, these all are doing almost similar things, right? But they have a very
Yes, sir.
clear distinguish among them. Okay. So I want you to demonstrate them very clearly and differentiate them. Maybe
Okay,
possible
sir.
examples or in the diagrams. Not right away.
Okay, sir.
I want you to present this slide once again and come up with those. So whatever I am telling, make a note of those points, and I want to present these things again.
All right, sir.
Okay, move on to the next slide.
Yeah, then subnet is a range of IP address in your VPC where you can launch EC2 instances. And subnet are used to organize and segment resources within a VPC. And different subnets can have different security and routing configurations. Then we have the public subnet and the private subnet. The public subnet is associated with a route table that has a route to the internet via an internet gateway, typically used for resources that need to be accessible from the internet. While the private subnet does not have a direct route to the internet, the instances in private subnet can access the internet through a NAT gateway or NAT instance in the public subnet.
Have you created public
We have,
subnet anytime?
sir?
Have you created public subnet?
No, I didn't create it because the previous one I did was using um, the default, creating VPC with default IP and subnet. But since I created um, this diagram, so I was able to check it on
Okay, can you
the
create one public
AWS
subnet inside a
custom.
VPC? The virtual private network. So you have a private
Yes, sir.
network. Inside a private network, can you create a public subnet?
Inside the private network, can you create
Is
a
a
public subnet?
VPC, that is a private network, right? So I'm saying inside a private
Yes, sir.
network, can you create one public subnet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, research little bit on that and come back.
Okay, sir.
Move on.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm writing the question, the research down.
Yeah, you need. My question was, can you create one public subnet inside a VPC? Because VPC is a private. Inside a private, can you create a public subnet? That was the question.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, then. Okay, then this is the diagram ready for explanation. So here we have a region, and in that region you have to specify where you want to have your availability zone, where you want to deploy your maybe application that for people to access. So you have to first decide that. Then in the availability zone, you should have a subnet. So here we have two availability zones with one a public subnet and private subnet in which they are created under a VPC. So the availability zones were split in order to get protected against failures. So maybe when there's a failure in the public subnet, in the first availability zone, the other availability zone will be accessible. So it's not I don't really think it's possible for the two availability zone to stop running at the same time. So subnet are the subnetwork inside the VPC. So each subnet can be in one availability zone. Then you assign security groups. Then here I wrote the route here by this side here. For the public subnet, that's when we use the internet gateway. And for the public subnet, we have the NAT gateway there. So the public subnet, the route allows outgoing. That means you are able to connect to the internet. While here, without the NAT, you will not be able to connect to the internet. So the route just blocks you connecting to the internet. And in the public subnet, there is an availability for a public IP address that you be used to connect to the internet, and it's not available at the private subnet. Then you also assign security groups to the VPC. That means you assign firewalls to control the in and out traffic in the VPC. So can I just show?
Now go back to the slide diagram.
Okay, sir.
So I will ask you one practical question on this. Okay. See, in the okay, one comment is the availability zone. You have two availability zones, so name them properly. You can say zone one or zone two, anything. Okay. Name them properly.
Okay, sir.
Now, see, you have a RDS. Okay. So let's say you are using MySQL database. So
Okay.
you will have two instances of MySQL databases in availability zone 1 and 2. Are they two different databases altogether? What it is? So let's say I
No,
have one
it should be.
microservice or two microservices, okay, and I need
Okay,
one
sir.
database. So that database will be created in which availability zone? We have designed this VPC
This
and
is,
subnet, that is fine. Next step is I have to
yes,
create
sir.
a database for my product.
Okay, sir.
Where will you create the database?
In the private subnet.
No, that is fine in the private subnet, but under which availability zone? Here you are showing two availability zones. So the database will,
Yes, sir.
you will create two databases or you will create one database in one availability zone.
I think it should be created in one, then replicated in the other.
And then you will replicate.
Yes, sir.
So, you need to clear the concept around it. Same thing applicable for S3 bucket. When you are
Okay.
going to create the S3, right, where you will create and how they will be distributed among different availability zones or different regions, right? So these are the things you need to demonstrate little more when you are, explaining this.
Okay.
because VPC
Okay,
part is
sir.
fine, but since you are trying to show the different resources in it, how they are behaving, or how they are being physically present, or how they are replicating, that you need to demonstrate a little bit.
All right, sir. Then to create a VPC,
So
let me go
Mastung, what I would request you is, you know, you prepare the presentation again. Uh, well, I mean, gathering the information is good, but some more you can gather.
through.
But try to practice little more, and watch couple of more videos and read through some more tutorials, or AWS documentation on each of those related to VPC, and then present it back again.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's make sure once you complete this presentation, you have enough amount of knowledge to answer at least certain level of questions.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and that time only you can show me the practically also how you are doing.
All right.
All right. So
So, sir,
anything? Yeah, I think that's fine. So you can you can prepare again for the topic and come.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Who wants to present next? So let me call out the uh, to update. Kunal, Kunal, are you in the call? Nagul, Nagul, are you in the call?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you want to update?
Hello, sir.
Can you update what you are doing? What did you do in the since your last session?
Sir, I'm today only attended. Hello.
Planning today first time.
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the recordings?
Sir, no, sir.
Not yet. Okay. So the first step will be watch all the recordings whichever relevant to you,
Okay,
especially
sir.
1 day, 2 day, 3. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and then try to understand what would be your role, what would be your task, and then ask me questions, or come back to me and tell me what is your understanding and what is your plan.
Okay, sir.
If you are not clear on what you have to do today, then you can discuss with me. I will guide you what you have to do.
Okay, sir.
All right. For now, do you have anything any you want to ask me?
No, sir.
Okay. Uday,
Yeah, hello. Yes, sir. All right, let me share the screen. Yes, sir. Hello. Uh, regarding Linux, I've
so you prepared for Linux? You are not audible, Uday.